And I lived with Sean Fluffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
At the age of 14, Usher became a member of what many now refer to as
We want to thank you. Come in. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. I should. Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause. But like, check this out. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get them early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
But I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just... You've been off, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Puffy's Taste Camp. Even though it was promoted at the time as a mentorship opportunity and a chance to learn from the biggest name in the industry, his experience there was nothing like what the music industry had promised. Usher is now speaking out about the presence of covert tunnels, monitoring rooms, and a lifestyle that number 14-year-olds should have had to endure within Diddy's Taste Camp after years of quiet.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Fluffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
The word wild, which Usher later used, was not slang for jokes, but rather a subliminal warning that the kind of life he was exposed to had aspects that no adolescent should have witnessed. This was very different from recording sessions and giving expert advice. Years later, actress Jamie Foxx said that Diddy's parties were predatory, in addition to chaotic freak-offs. Said Foxx, "No phones, no rules, just manipulation masquerading as luxury."
At the time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in his parties. So the way I would get in his parties, I show up with a camp. Like, yo, Puff, you need to document this shit. And he turned around, "What's up, Playboy?" I said, "Yeah, let me get that, man."
However, Usher's disclosure of Diddy's LA home's tunnel system, which included secret chambers, underground passageways with buzzing lights, and no mobile service, was the major bombshell. He claimed to have seen leather chairs, red lights, cameras, and creepy decor in one of those rooms. Diddy allegedly leaned in and muttered, "This is where I bring the ones I own," while two women wearing masks stood close by.
He was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother. We used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted.
Usher started to believe that these events were leverage factories rather than just parties, as he observed more rooms with chains, surveillance equipment, drugs like MDMA and benzodiazepines, and what appeared to be a setup to record everything. He even remembered seeing a video of himself with Kevin Hart in that same estate, where Diddy makes fun of his experiences with gay people. Usher has since stated that the video has a different effect.
It was at I believe to be one of P. Diddy's freak-offs. Little people that's not supposed to be there.
You're talking about underage people.
It's a shame.
It was also revealed that during the most recent government search on Diddy's house, a tunnel beneath the pool that led to a secret grotto was discovered. This isn't just tabloid drama, since Diddy's lawyer resigned when the search was made. Public, demonstrating that this is what whistleblowers have been warning about for years. Actress Dave Chase, who was 13 at the time, was supposedly invited to one of Diddy's VIP after parties in 2018. And Tanny Wallace told TMZ that she spotted kids there.
The mansion allegedly has tunnels in the pool area. Now, we don't know for sure if that's real or fake, but what I did find interesting is that this house was only a minute away from the Playboy Mansion.
Even the case of Ally Carter, formerly known as Diddy, and one of the first to come forward years ago, has resurfaced. Carter was transported via tunnels used by celebrities.
I do have an underground tunnel.
Do you really?
Yeah.
In
Well,
USA?
this ranch in Kauai. Yeah, where there's this whole thing where people were like, there's this whole meme about how people are saying I built this like bunker underground. It's like more of underground storage
Bring it up.
situation. But yeah, no, it's
Oh, wow. Zucky got that bunky. How big is that tunnel? Is your tunnel pretty big, or what's it like?
it's not that big of a tunnel.
Not only did Usher watch what began off as an industrial mentorship, but a number of others, like Jaguar Wright, alleged that Usher was not the only one who knew about the tunnels. Allegedly, Diddy's home was wired throughout and linked to other renowned establishments. There is evidence to support Jaguar's claim that there were underground passageways connecting Diddy's mansion to the Playboy estate, the scene of even more well-publicized freak-offs. These were not casual parties. They were planned events, attended by celebrities, and it was said, even children. The Playboy mansion had underground tunnels that connected to several other houses. According to news reports from the 1970s and 1980s, guess who purchased local real estate years later?
Come out, another arrest is coming again. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking. And then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire. It wasn't an accident.
One of the first questions, I'll be honest, that I'm going to look at when I look at some of the communities involved is how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list.
According to others, Michael Jackson even wrote threatening words like "help me" and "don't look at me, look at the guy down the street," because Diddy's flat was connected to his property by a tunnel. However, it wasn't only Diddy. It was recently discovered that Mark Zuckerberg had constructed tunnels beneath his Hawaii estate for surveillance and escape routes, not wine merchants.
Purpose, which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? Do they want the state empty?
Diddy's house itself comes next. The pool area just above a tunnel entry point was included in one widely shared photo from a property tour. Influencer Daniel Mack even claimed to have seen dozens of baby oil bottles strewn about. He uploaded the footage until legal threats compelled him to remove it. Following the FBI raid, investigators confirmed the existence of the tunnel system and reportedly discovered over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, perhaps containing evidence related to missing infants. When news of Diddy's home tunnels became viral, a new idea began to emerge online that is worse than everything we've spoken about thus far. According to some accounts, the California wildfires were a premeditated attempt to destroy underground systems that were connected to Diddy's estate rather than being natural. In addition to brush and trees, these fires targeted high-end homes belonging to those allegedly on Diddy's freak-off guest list. Despite the assertions of some that this is too much to believe, it is no longer a coincidence when many independent accounts from prior visits and whistleblowers all detail the same things.
And him, they all in the room together. I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I'll let Usher explain that to you.
The suspicion then increased when Mel Gibson, who is renowned for publicly criticizing Hollywood corruption, expressed skepticism over the timing of these fires. He kept speculating that the fires may have been caused to hide evidence of human trafficking, even after losing his own house.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every turn.
Right here?
Yeah, this will be yours. So, it's a little dusty, you know. I'm fully front shot.
Man.
Get out. Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when he gets 16, you tell me how you gotta, you know, when you see.
I mean, I'm 15, you can ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit now that I am.
That's 16. Yeah.
Alright, 16.
Yeah, I mean, slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. Then you know, when you get 16. Good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Everything's good? So like arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
However, Carter's statement that she recognized faces underneath, particularly John Travolta, as one of the first whistleblowers to discuss elite tunnels and trafficking, was what truly made this notion credible. There were Robin Williams and Kathy Griffin among the many comedians in the places she mentioned. Robin Williams and Kathy Griffin. Then the political viewpoint Diddy's ties to politicians may have kept him safe for years, according to a number of tweets and Reddit debates, but they may have also influenced the inquiry process, resulting in missing papers and postponed warrants. Suspicion is mounting that this extends well beyond the realm of celebrities. Even if some evidence could have been discovered during the FBI operation, burning the tunnels would be the most straightforward way to completely remove any proof that they were utilized for trafficking. Fans are also wondering why the fire spread so quickly and why certain homes were destroyed while others were torched. The fire interrupted the celebration, but the investigation continued. Let's revisit Usher and his former bodyguard, the beginning point of it all. Diddy and Usher allegedly spent time together alone in a hotel suite while carrying a bag of sex aids. According to the bodyguard, Usher was drugged and groomed, and it was the abuse he endured, rather than an accident, that led to his hospitalization that evening. Usher's discomfort with Diddy has been more apparent over time. When asked if he would send his own kids to flavor camp in one interview, he said, "Never," with a cautious giggle. Now that you're a father, would you ever send your child to Puffy Camp? Was a blatant breach of the typical celebrity PR wall. Absolutely not. The fact that Usher introduced Diddy and Justin Bieber despite everything is very shocking to many, and their friendship is currently generating serious concerns. Early in his career, Diddy reportedly spent 48 hours by himself with Bieber. Then Justin started behaving aloof when they were together in public.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
The Lamborghini for a day or two. And he got access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
In other video, Diddy can be seen turning away and taking a step back, even if he is still, touching his shoulder or getting too near. It is difficult to ignore the grooming tendency, especially because Justin Bieber and Usher were both introduced to Diddy's inner circle at a young age and are today linked to a man whose parties and tunnels are being investigated by federal authorities. A system that has been operating behind the scenes for decades, connecting underground networks and power groups in the entertainment industry that most people couldn't believe existed, may be revealed if both of them testify in court. Usher's quiet revelations about his time at Diddy's so-called flavor camp are shaking the foundations of the entertainment world, especially now that more insiders are breaking their silence. What began as whispers about secret tunnels and red-lit chambers has evolved into a broader discussion about how power, influence, and secrecy intersect in elite circles. New sources suggest that Usher wasn't just an isolated witness, he was part of a wider web of young artists introduced to environments that blurred mentorship with manipulation. And while Usher's own descriptions hinted at discomfort, the emotional weight behind his laughter when asked if he'd ever send his kids to a Puffy camp speaks volumes. Industry veterans are now re-examining older interviews and red carpet moments where body language, particularly from Bieber, suggested a tension long dismissed. Interestingly, a former employee recently hinted that a second tunnel system might exist beneath a Beverly Hills property linked to Diddy, reportedly retrofitted during the mid-2000s. This aligns with older urban planning records that showed irregular plumbing permits, and private excavation work near high-security celebrity estates. Meanwhile, rumors are swirling that a former Playboy Mansion staffer is working with investigators to trace the blueprint connections between Hugh Hefner's old tunnels and other West LA properties, potentially confirming Jaguar Wright's earlier claims. In a twist that adds depth to Mel Gibson's suspicions about the California wildfires, several whistleblowers now claim the fire started near specific properties marked for federal inspection, suggesting that these weren't random disasters, but tactical erasures. The sudden resignation of Diddy's lawyer has only fueled this speculation, especially since court records now reveal sealed affidavits tied to child protection investigations. Interestingly, leaked footage from an alleged FBI raid reportedly showed rooms filled with plush decor and toys not unlike those seen in Epstein-related evidence photos. Yet, what may push this entire story from conspiracy into courtroom reality is the emerging talk of tech. A tech repairman recently came forward claiming he was asked to wipe a set of encrypted security systems in a Malibu mansion once rented by a well-known mogul. That system, according to him, was routed through a private server that law enforcement now believes may contain time-stamped footage. If that data can be recovered, it could tie together years of insider stories, from Daniel Mack's deleted footage to Carter's early statements. What's chilling isn't just the alleged abuse, it's the infrastructure behind it. The tunnels, the cameras, the non-disclosure payments, and the legal firewalls. It suggests a level of planning that was neither accidental nor isolated. If Usher or Bieber were to publicly testify, it wouldn't just be about healing, it might finally expose a long-protected circuit of exploitation disguised as entertainment. And in doing so, it could upend not just Diddy's legacy, but implicate an entire generation of power brokers. What's next could be even more revealing, not just about who knew what, but who chose to stay quiet. If they do, it won't just be another celebrity statement. Please share your opinions with me and let me know whether you think the trial will touch on these tunnels. I'll see you in the next video.